In his laboratory in the Institute for Physical Sciences at the University of Würzburg, he had set up a conventional cathode rays. During an experiment with vacuum tubes and a Ruhmkorff coil, Röntgen made his ingenious discovery. For the next 7 weeks, he shut himself up in his laboratory day and night to delve into every aspect of the mysterious rays. He described the results of these investigations in his famous Report on a New Type of Rays. When the induction current was passed through the vacuum tube, the cathode rays caused the vacuum tube to fluoresce. In the following tests, the tubes were covered with black paper. Röntgen then noticed that several crystals lying on the table began to fluoresce as soon as the induction current was switched on. He observed the same mysterious green light on a screen made of barium platinum cyanide. By holding a book and various metals between the tube and the screen, Röntgen was able to investigate the permeability of various materials. Finally, he replaced the screen by a photographic plate. The publication of the silhouettes and the first exposure of a hand had a sensational effect on the general public.
As it happened, an old lathe bed was available in the lab, and by using discarded equipment also found around, I was able to build this lab test machine which would demonstrate the principle of the system.
Tests begin on a rig built from an old lathe. X-ray data is fed into a computer. Would it show up density differences in animal tissues as well as it does on the Perspex model? Hansfield searches for specimens where he can find them.
I had to go around to abattoirs and cut out brains from cows. But unfortunately, these were damaged by their method of killing, so that we found ourselves traveling across London to the Jewish kosher houses in which they killed by bleeding the bullocks. And it was quite a job carrying these across London in a paper bag to put on the machine. The ventricles did show up very well, and it was just a matter then of making a clinical machine.
The history of medical technology has been shaped by groundbreaking innovations. 125 years ago, Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen discovered X-rays and changed the world. Just a short time later, our engineers developed the first X-ray tubes specifically designed for medical use. Their quality was recognized by Röntgen himself. On November 3, 1896, he wrote,
Ihre Röhren sind in der Tat sehr gut.
Röntgen then noticed that several crystals lying.
Gebiet für die Röntgenstrahlen war und blieb jedoch die Medizin.
It took 15 minutes for Röntgen to capture the world-famous first shot of his wife's hand. By 1909, we could take X-rays with our flash unit in just a few milliseconds, making the contours of the heart visible for the very first time. With our innovations, we were able to capture more and more details of the body, continuously lower radiation doses, and shorten examination times to enable precision medicine and human care.
Ein Somatom besitzt hervorragende Eigenschaften zur Darstellung transversaler Schichten. Die Bildbeurteilung der Spiralserie bietet sich an, die Bildfolge schnell im Kinobetrieb ablaufen zu lassen.
In 2005, we launched the world's first computed tomography scanner with 2 X-ray tubes and captured the very first complete record of a beating heart in a split second. Today, based on image processing data, we can create 3-dimensional photorealistic images from inside the body. We can take you on a virtual journey through human anatomy. Röntgen's discovery in 1895 was a milestone in the history of medicine. His spirit of innovation still motivates and inspires us to continue shaping the future of healthcare for the good of people.